With so many benchtop-style tools today, it's easy to accumulate several. And of course, they come with either purchased or shop-made individual stands, so they take up a lot of room. The bench/cabinet shown can easily be rolled out for access to a variety of tools placed on top. It features a large benchtop with locking rollers, and the huge storage cabinet beneath provides space for both benchtop or tool accessories with access from both the front and back. A benchtop clamp dog is used for less often used tools to secure them in place. A heavy-duty power strip is fastened to one side of the cabinet to eliminate even more of the clutter. No cords entangling the benchtop. Doors can be added if you like, and then you can stain, varnish, or paint. The cabinet is basically a big plywood box constructed of CD plywood. And because this box will hold quite a bit of weight, 2x2 stiffeners are used on the inside for bracing. The first step in constructing is to cut the plywood sides, top and bottom to size and shape. Place the 3/4 inch 4x8 sheets of plywood on a sawhorse. With care, you can actually cut the plywood to final shape using a portable circular saw and a fine finishing blade to prevent splintering. A sheetrock guide square is used to mark the plywood for the cuts. To rip the plywood, set the saw blade just below the thickness of the sheet, allowing it to cut into the top of the sawhorse by about 1/16 of an inch. To cross-cut, place a pair of 2x4s across the sawhorse, and then place the plywood on top of these support boards, again with the blade just barely protruding past the plywood thickness. After cutting the plywood to shape, rip 2x4s to create 2x2s for stiffeners. Cut the stiffeners to fit around the inside edges of each side. Fasten in place with glue and screws, finishing nails, or with an air nailer. Stand one side up in place on a smooth flat surface and fasten the two bottom, front, and rear stiffeners in place with glue and 3-inch wood screws driven through the sides and into the ends of the stiffeners. Fasten to the opposite side in the same manner, cutting notches in the plywood bottom to fit around the corner of the vertical stiffeners. Then place the bottom down on the bottom stiffeners. Make sure that the assembly is square and fasten the bottom in place with glue and screws or finishing nails. Fasten the top down and rear stiffeners between the two sides. Then fasten the top down on the side and front and rear stiffeners with glue and countersunk screws or finishing nails. Again, make sure the assembly is square. Now, turn the assembly over with the front position up. Rip facer boards from 3/4 inch stock and cut the bottom and top facer boards to the correct length. Fasten in place with glue and finishing nails. Cut the side facers and fasten them in place in the same manner. Cut the center stiffener and fasten it in place between the top and bottom stiffeners with glue and countersunk screws. Cut the center facer and fasten it down over the center stiffener with glue and finishing nails. Install the casters on the bottom front of the cabinet. Then turn the assembly over to repeat the steps on the rear. Finally, cut the top facers and fasten them in place around the top edge using glue and finishing nails. Note their corners are mitered. Be sure to sand smooth any rough joints. Then finish to suit or add doors or interior shelves as desired. Be safe, and thanks for watching.